We have a pretty crowded ticket at this point for president. You know, we have Joe Biden and Donald Trump, of course. We also have Cornel West running. We also have RFK Jr. running. We have Marianne Williamson still trying to be a long shot for the Democratic primary nomination. And I guess now Jill Stein is throwing her hat in the ring for the 75th time.
Goody.
Which I don't really understand, because I mean, she usually runs as a green, and I think Cornel West is running as a green. So are they going to be competing for the nomination of the Green Party, or is Jill Stein mounting an independent run? I have not really looked into this, so I
heard she was running, but that's all I heard.
That's all I've heard too. So let's take a look at her announcement and see what's going on.
People are tired of being thrown under the bus by wealthy elites and their bought politicians.
Hey. Speak for yourself. I love being thrown under the bus by wealthy elites and their paid for politicians. You don't tell me what I like, okay?
I mean, if we had any public transit in America, it would be hard for, the elites to do that, because you had to find a bus first. But assuming we did, yeah.
Tired of living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay the rent, locked in student debt, and
I love all that personally. I don't know about you, Scott.
All signs of prosperity.
Medical debt, child poverty doubling, rising diseases of despair.
West dropped out of the Green Party. So Cornel is now independent. Got it.
Growing hopelessness. The political system is broken.
Never have I heard such a vulgar lie in all of my life, dude. The political system is broken? How can you say that?
It's not broken. That's the unfortunate part. I wish you could just say it was broken. And if you want to do you want to argue it's broken, then it's broken by design.
A lot of people have asked me, hey, where do you do your live streams? And the answer to that is that I do live streams called Abandon Hope every Sunday on the Pessimist Productions Patreon. That is linked down below. There is all sorts of other stuff on that Patreon as well. It is about $7 a month, and I think that we offer a pretty generous amount of content in exchange for that membership. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to check out the Patreon link in the description section of this video.
The two Wall Street parties are bought and paid for. Over 60% of us now say the bipartisan establishment's failed us. And we need a party that serves the people. I'm Jill Stein, and I'm running for president to offer that choice for the people outside of the failed two-party system.
Jill, look, democracy is great and all, but you're really hurting Joe Biden's chances.
Don't you understand? Don't you understand what you're doing? Donald Trump is going to fucking legalize murder.
Well, that's what we always hear. We hear that, why don't you go and start a political movement? It's like, okay, so...
Oh, I forgot Cenk Uygur's running too, of course.
Yeah, Cenk is running. So if you say, I'm going to support Jill Stein, I'm going to go and actually do this third, then you're throwing your vote away. You
she
just
said running
can't
for president with absolutely zero confidence. Of course because she has no chance. And we've run the simulation, okay?
Yeah, she's not.
This is her third time running or fourth time running. She's tried. She's gone out there. She's put it out there. I don't know. Maybe she thinks this time it's going to be different. It's probably not going to be different.
It's not going to be different.
She's Jill Stein. It's not going to happen. She's not suddenly going to explode in popularity. Like, holy shit, Jill Stein. Wow. Like, I don't know. I mean, the paradigm might shift, but it's not going to shift that quick. So
it's not going to happen. Look, I mean, if there was if you see polling and you see something to suggest that, or you see tons of people talking about supporting Jill Stein, that's one thing. But she's run before. She's a known quantity, and it's never really worked out for her. I mean, it doesn't say it's impossible. It just seems very unlikely.
We'll put solutions to the crises we face: crushing inequality, endless war.
The real problem is, and I hate to say it, but American politics focuses so much on who's going to be president. Let's even just say, TJ, you can wave a magic wand and Jill Stein's president. Congress is the same, but Jill Stein is president. All the solutions she proposed are non-starters in Congress.
Yep.
Okay, endless war. So let's do this. I would
assume that if Jill Stein were to win the election, there would probably be a pretty fucking wild shakeup in Congress too.
You would think, but not necessarily. You get the right candidate that's popular on a national level. It doesn't necessarily translate to, hey, they sweep all these states, these state legislatures. So if you're really talking about this happening, you have to have, it has to be an entire political movement. It can't just be the presidency, because even assuming Jill Stein would become president, I mean, I don't see much other green people running in these elections. So she's still gonna have to work with within this two-party system, even if she is an outsider.
And we'll put these front and center in this election and on the ballot across the country.
But the problem with the Jill is not identifying is these parties have no problem identifying these issues. They just don't actually have solutions. It's not that no one talks about this. Joe Biden will talk about the wealthiest 1%. He'll talk about Wall Street fucking you over. He'll say, look, at Main Street, you're trying to make ends meet. These politicians have no problem telling you what the problem is. The problem is they don't offer you a solution. That's not, so it's like identifying the problem. Yeah, that's great. And I'm not shitting on Jill Stein saying, oh, why, how dare you do that? But that's not enough, because the mainstream parties, political parties, are already willing to do that. They're just not willing to give people concrete solutions that actually help them.
Parties that got us into this mess aren't getting us out. Both parties are squandering trillions on the endless war machine, fueling conflict around the world, while tens of millions here at home lack food, housing, healthcare. Democrats have betrayed their promises for working people,
they have,
youth, and the climate again and again. While Republicans don't even make such promises in the first place.
Probably wiser, to be honest with you. I mean,
because then they don't have any promises to break.
Yeah,
all it's like Republican promises are just like, we're gonna fucking shit on immigrants and trans people. It's like, wow, they done it.
Well, Republicans, when they do make promises, in fairness to them, they usually deliver. Do you guys want Christian fascism? Yeah. All right, we're working towards it, y'all.
Yeah, well, the Democrats just blow endless smoke up your ass.
Guys, we're gonna
do something about the real problem.
$15 minimum wage
real soon.
What Republican said? That's too expensive. Well, we tried, y'all. We really tried, but there's nothing we can do.
At this point, when politicians list off all our problems, it sounds like they're mocking us. They get worse. Yeah, you know what? I'm over the listing of all our problems as like campaigns. We all know, okay? We got it. Give me a list of your fucking solutions, asshole. That's what I want. We know the problems. The
sky is falling. The sky is falling. What are we going to do about it? It's falling. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I would like this campaign announcement from Jill Stein a lot more if it was way more centered around her, like, assuming I already know this shit and just telling me what she's going to fucking do about it.
You can't tell me it's fucking raining and saying, and instead of saying, here's an umbrella, it's just like, it's raining. It's like, yeah, we get it. We've heard all this. We know all this. The average American citizen that you're reporting to try to win the vote of, I know this shit. I think you have to come at it just a different way. You have to say, instead of just the problems, what are you going to do?
The way this is right now, it's almost like you're standing in front of, it is. It's like you're a continuation of her.
I am Jill Stein. TJ, you will vote for Jill Stein.
That's great.
Vote for Jill Stein. She is wonderful. I'm pulling the strings.
It's like you're her little puppet.
So forget the pundits and the attack dogs who tell you to ignore your misery and just keep voting for those who caused it in the first place. Change won't come from the ruling elites. It comes from we, the people.
But if 99% Hitler is running against 100% Hitler, who should I vote for?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, teacher, I have to be pragmatic.
Listen, there's 0% Hitler. You're just going to take votes away from 99% Hitler. So please stop.
TJ, look, the reality is
we cannot afford 99% Hitler to lose this election because of you, 0% Hitler.
We have a two-party system, TJ, and pragmatically, if we look at the ballot and those are the two people running, we have to make the rational decision, the rational choice, which is to vote for the person who is going to reduce harm. We must do it. Otherwise, I mean, it's not like it's not gonna be helpful if we like the 100% Hitler. They're gonna do worse things. Worse policies.
Wouldn't electing Jill Stein reduce harm more?
But she has no chance of winning.
But she only has no chance of winning because people won't vote for her. So if we do vote for her, she would win.
But
and then
she
harm
won't.
would be reduced even more. But she could if we voted for her.
But she won't.
But she could.
I'm against the two-party system. I just am not willing to do anything to change it.
Oh, okay. I get you. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, okay. So like, I'm against it in theory. If you're talking about in theory, bad.
But in
every election cycle,
yeah.
I mean, you have to do it. Otherwise, things get worse.
Of course.
Even though things have just continually gotten worse for normal people, like even though that keeps happening, it would have been even worser, TJ.
Right.
That's how it works.
Right.
Worser.
Even worser of a worse.
Yeah. You get it.
We can create living wage jobs for all Americans. We can guarantee an economic bill of rights with the right to a job, to health care, to housing, to food, education, and more. We can abolish student debt.
I feel like the main problem I really have with this is I feel like the solutions being proposed are so vague. It's like, we're going to do something. We're going to solve it. It can't be solved by these people, but we can solve it.
This is going to be
cool, but like, lay out for me how. I want to know what you plan to do.
But the spin about this is, if you look at this, if they don't even take, and Republicans don't even take this shit seriously. But even if they were to respond to it, they're just saying, look, it's free. They want to do everything for free. That's not how the world works. Because in practicality, everyone lives in a capital system. You knows they need money. So it just sounds like a pipe dream. It sounds like you went, it'd be cool, man. Free house, a job, in a car. It's a pizza delivered to you. So that's how they paint people.
You know
like
what I
this.
think we need to do?
You're a jackass, basically.
We need to take a page out of Trump's fucking playbook, dude. Because Trump, when he was talking about building the wall, he wasn't saying like the wall's going to be free. He was saying Mexico's going to pay for it. So I think what this bitch needs to do is be like, we're going to get free. We're going to get health care in this country. And the billionaires are going to pay for it.
Yep.
You start identifying they're going to pay for it. You know who's going to pay for it? There's fucking lazy billionaire pieces of shit that just hoard money like dragons hoarding gold.
The rich are going to pay for it. Yeah.
And they've had it too easy, too fucking long. Time for them to pay their fucking fair share.
Dude, and left, right, and center, it's so easy to get people to hate rich fucks, dude. It's so easy to get them to hate them. Even if they believe one day they actually will be rich. Even if they have that fantasy like, I'm going to be rich. Oh, God, I'm going to be fucking rich. It's so easy to go to working class people and go, fuck the rich. And they'll immediately agree. But if then politics comes into it, it's like, well, no, wait a second.
Well, why are you trying to punish success?
Yeah, well, I know I'm a fucking dude working at a fucking 7-Eleven, but one day, dude, I might be a Musk. I might be Elon Musk. It's like, dude, you're living a fucking fantasy. That's not going to be you. You're not even looking at you're looking at a game that was so fucking rigged before you even got into it and going, oh, well, maybe I could.
I think you know what? You just fucking gave me a brilliant idea, dude. The way you got to appeal to these people is you got to head them off at the pass with that shit by being like, the only reason you're not rich is because the current crop of rich people have put up too many barriers, which is true any fucking way.
Yeah, 100%.
You're like, look, you want to know why you ain't rich yet? Those motherfuckers are keeping you from it. It's time for us to go and get our money because it's our money. They stole our money. It's time for us to take it back. How did they steal it? They got the government to steal it.
Yep.
You fucking pay your taxes. The government hands these fuckers subsidies and tax breaks, and they took your fucking money. Get it back, America. Take your fucking money back. Now, there's a fucking campaign slogan.
Now, that's a message. That's a message that people will fucking resonate with. Take your fucking money back.
Take your money back from these rich fucking parasites.
TJ, student debt cancellation is legal. Is that going to invigorate you? Yeah, that's why they're not winning. Because you're right, the messaging is so fucking bad. It's so convoluted.
It's the fucking equivalent of Bill Maher's.
Okay. Whatever you say, Ted. Can I have a reach around tonight? No, Bill.
Weak politicians, weak Democrats, weak third party motherfuckers. I hate them all.
Debt, medical debt. We can create a Green New Deal with millions of jobs to fight climate collapse and protect Mother Earth. And we can ensure constitutional rights and freedoms and justice for all. We can end the endless wars and rampant militarism and use diplomacy and international law.
I mean, look, I'll be the first to say it. I don't think her platform is bad. I don't disagree. I'm sure me and Jill
I
Stein
don't
probably
either. I think the
disagree on
marketing
many
of it is
things.
bad.
But let me say this. Yeah, marketing is bad, but even more than that, and it's a sad fact about America, I don't think the things she's saying I mean, I think some of them are popular, but I think a lot of those things are not as unpopular as we would want to believe. Like rampant militarism, there's so many people you'll meet in your everyday life where it's like, America should kick their ass. America should do this.
Yeah. That's another thing is she should hide her power. I mean, she should hide her power level on that shit. The shit that's not popular with Joe Sixpack, like, yeah,
protect Mother Earth. It's you're a tree hugger. You're automatic, which I think is good. I mean, we should. But the environment is so important. That's what sustains life.
Right.
But it's been perverted.
That, like a lot of that shit. Like, I'm not saying you should drop it from your platform, but I don't think it should be in the fucking ad. This ad is only designed to appeal to people who would already fucking vote for Jill Stein.
And that's the problem with Jill Stein.
This ad is not designed to fucking convert anybody. It's not designed to rile up or make someone think different or get someone amped up for something they didn't consider before. It's just like, hey, fucking lefty, fucking progressive person who's dissatisfied with Joe Biden. How
this
about
would be
me?
okay?
And that's like 6% of the population, bitch.
TJ, this would be like okay if it was 2010.
Only like 6% of Americans identify as progressive. So you're basically making an ad that could only ever appeal to 6% of the population, and it's just not going to win a fucking election. So I don't feel like you're serious.
It's
I feel
outmoded.
Like little protest vote bullshit. You don't actually want to win. You don't actually think you can win. So it's like you're wasting my fucking time with this horse shit. It's just a fucking fantasy. Come out there with something serious if you want to fucking win. Come out there with something that could actually appeal to fucking the rest of America, other than just like, like, oh man, I'm super progressive and I want all this like laundry list of fucking, like, initiate class warfare, sell these people the idea that they need to be against the rich. They need to take their money back from the rich. Everything else can fall into place later. That's the fucking message. That's the fucking enemy. The American people want a fucking enemy. And the fucking enemy that they really should blame for all their problems is not fucking immigrants or trans people or any of that bullshit. It's the fucking billionaire class that have suppressed people. Bernie Sanders went out there with that fucking message, and he fucking almost got the nomination of the Democrat Party, even as they put their thumbs on the scales as hard as they could against him. So if you want a successful independent run, you need to take a page out of Bernie Sanders' playbook. But in my opinion, you also need to take a page out of Trump's playbook and be a true firebrand that fucking treats these motherfucking, the billionaire class, not just as like, oh man, they're bad. They're fucking the epitome of evil.
They're
the fucking devil. Not until they have fucking been destroyed can any of us prosper. That's the fucking message.
They're your enemy. 100%. They are the enemy of the American people. You talk about your health care. Why can't you have universal health care? A bunch of rich fucks don't want you to have it. Why can't you afford a house? Because a bunch of rich fucks get rich on scarcity. And if there's too many affordable houses, they don't get rich. Every fucking turn, it's greed, greed, greed. And this weak ass fucking campaign is not, and you're right. You have to run this message, and a message that's going to resonate with everyone throughout this fucking country who's going through these fucking problems, who's blaming the wrong fucking source. And until they do that, you're 100% right, TJ. It's not going to be any different. And this does not appeal to the right audience it needs to appeal to. It appeals to people like us that'll sit back and go, oh, that shit's good. Oh, Jill Stein. I mean, that's the Kristen I have of the shit we say and we do. I mean, look, it's like I would love more action, but if this is the action, this is not really the action that's going to win over American voters.